Welcome back to another exciting episode of What is the World is Going on Vashon today. All right, so this is our weekly chat. Go grab a beverage. This is my beverage today. It's a little turmeric latte. I'm on a cleanse. I'm a little cranky. But you want to find out what's happening on Vashon? Here we go. We're going to review the highlights of the Beachcomber. Yeah, baby. Okay. Let's see. First up is the big headline just today. The teacher that was accused of misconduct just resigned before the investigation was complete, which means they end the investigation. All right. That's sort of way beyond convenient for me. Nobody's happy. Well, I'm sorry. Not nobody's happy about that. That's just, I'm sure the teacher is happy about that. And I bet the school board is happy about that. But nonetheless, I don't think the community is going to be terribly happy about that because the school is now not going to complete the investigation. Now, there is some thought that the investigation will be completed by the office. Where is it? This the attorneys obviously are disappointed. The attorneys for the plaintiffs are obviously disappointed that this is happening, and they're hoping that the Office of Professional Conduct is going to complete the investigation, despite the fact that the school district is not. And we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But it's something of a shit show. When a teacher is accused of grooming students, if you're not familiar with the story, there was a woman who graduated in 2008 from Vashon High School that over time, you can see, gained an adult perspective on the actions and realized more and more that they were inappropriate. And then heard of another student that had happened to, and those two students those two graduates, adults at this point, got together and worked out for themselves that the way to get this handled appropriately and to make sure this never happened again was to come forward, and that started the whole chain of reactions here that we've been talking about. So this is not something that someone was accused of doing recently, but had been doing a while ago, and the fear was that they were doing it consistently, although there have been no new accusations brought forth since these two, and now the teachers resigned, and that ends the whole thing. That ends the whole investigation. It certainly doesn't end it for these two women who our hearts go out to for having that happen, and anyone else that happened to. And if there's any more updates about that, we'll read about it. But in the meantime, there's nothing else happening there. That will end that portion of it for the school as of now. Okay. So that's the big news on the island that happened. Now, the other piece of this is actually excellent news. I love this piece. And that is that there were 12 units of housing that were purchased by Vashon Household, which is our low income sustainable housing nonprofit on the island, who we adore. And they just purchased the Islander apartments. So it's 12 units, which are all income restricted. In other words, 80%, I think it's 80% of the median at most to get eligibility. There you go. Easy for me to say. Eligibility for that. And so that's great. It was seller financed. The couple, originally, they only wanted to sell it to Vashon Household. So these are the owners, Fillmore and Dowman, did it specifically so that this would in perpetuity be available for low income housing on the island. Yeah, the qualifications are earning less than 80% of the area median, which is 67,500, which is a huge deal on the island. Affordable housing on the island is no joke, no small feat to have affordable housing available on this island right now. It's been a long time since we've seen anything good happen in that realm, and Vashon Household does a fabulous job about that. And obviously we need more of that, but the opportunity to purchase those was just fantastic. And I thought this the 200 individual and families on its wait list. So it's just not even close to the full picture. But I love this quote here, which is, before Islander Apartments, we've always believed it would be possible to expand Vashon Household's impact through private giving, but had yet to see proof of concept. The Islander Apartments is proof of concept. In other words, that they were, they bought those, but they were the only possible buyer. They were never going to sell it to an individual. That's private giving. Thank you very much. It's just fabulous that happened. If you want to know more about Vashon Household, you can visit vashonhousehold.org. Big fan of Vashon Household. Now, this other piece of news, I think, is worth discussing because it's definitely got all sorts of implications here. The health board. So the Vashon Senior Care Facility, which has been closed, Vashon Community Care, VCC, has been closed for a couple of years. And it was just purchased by the Thunderbird Treatment Center, which is a drug rehabilitation center geared toward Native Americans. And they used a federal fund, Pramila J. Powell, and Pat Murray made this grant, fought for this grant. And now this building, which is, was used for Vashon seniors, is now going to be used as a rehab clinic, in treatment center. It's got, I am very much personally anti-NIMBY, the whole not in my backyard. We obviously need more treatment centers in the Puget Sound. You can't deal with the homeless, you can't deal with the drug, you can't deal with any of the real issues without more treatment centers. So for me to come out with not in my backyard would be hypocritical. So I'm really sensitive to the not in my backyard aspect of not being happy about this. At the same time, I don't, to put this on Vashon, it seems like a stretch. That there's, we don't have police. We have one or two sheriffs on the island at any one time. This isn't a rehab center. This isn't a voluntary. This is where people have the choice to go to jail or go to rehab, and they choose to go here. So on one hand, it's a choice. But it does bring up a lot of questions about how all that is going to get handled. And, we shall see, because this is a done deal at this point. And, I'm all in favor of additional treatment centers. I'm up for having a difference be made. I think it's all really, really important. And I'm very interested in what we're going to do to be able to support and empower the needs of everyone who is involved in this. And let's just hope that this fulfills its mission and does so safely for the island. That would be great. A couple other things that I wanted to talk about. I love this one. This is a direct function, as far as I'm concerned, of the massive amount of bitching and complaining that happens on the Vashon Facebook pages, which if you're not a part of, I would recommend it, especially if you enjoy people bitching and moaning incessantly about everything. I think Vashon has the best level of serious complaining going on of anywhere. In fact, there are Facebook pages made specifically for complaining, Vashon rants, and then there are pages made to make fun of the rants, which is just the best. Which I forget which Vashon page I posted that on. I think that's the name of the Facebook group. Anyway, it's fabulous. So here's a case where the Vashon post office, and you should watch my video on the Vashon post office, but the Vashon post office is a trash heap. Okay. Oh, completely overwhelmed. This is nothing personal about the human beings that are our postmen and women. God bless them. This is a systemic issue, but it has been, it's hardly, if, through snow, through sleet, through ice. No, this is like, if it's Tuesday, you won't get mail. There's, and then over the Christmas, this last holiday season, when it snowed, people would get mail for a week, 10 days. And then there was boxes of mail stacked up at the post office. A real trash heap of a situation. 25 packages per day during the peak holiday season, right? And it's been a problem because, Amazon, we live on an island and people just shop Amazon. And I don't want to just say people, I shop Amazon all the time. I just, I'm fairly left in my political leanings, but I also like shopping at Amazon. At any rate, Erica Turnbull, there's massive amounts of complaining. And one of the things that Erica noticed, Erica is fabulous. She lives on Vashon. She works at Amazon, and she knows the in and out of Amazon, that she could put in a suggestion with Amazon that they deliver less packages through the U.S. mail and more through private and carriers like UPS and their private delivery people. She asked Amazon to lower the cap because they were getting so many complaints about missed packages. They had a system in there to manage the post office, and she did that. And I can tell you, it has been unbelievable. It's been unbelievable. So great. Now we get our packages by UPS, which means they walk them to the door. The postal service basically just dropped them by the post box if we were lucky. So it was fabulous. Thank you, Erica. We love you. Erica should never have to buy a drink on this island again because she completely did it, right? And so here's the thing. So on the social media page, Turnbull shared the results of the investigation. Amazon's cap for packages to be delivered to Vashon's post office had been reduced to 500 per day, down from 1,200 per day. So there's no way for the Vashon Island Postal Service, given the 3 people and a dog, to deliver 1,200 packages a day. So it is fabulous that they got that lowered. They've worked it out. It was just unbelievable. And without the complaining on the Vashon Facebook pages, that would never have happened. So go freaking Team Vashon. Love that one. All right. Then this also, good. Phil Levin. Now, so this is great. Phil Levin is a professor, has now been named a director of the first ever U.S. National Nature Assessment, which is excellent. So we got a little Vashon guy, one of our own, now handling the national assessment, right? We could check in. Was there one? I think that's it for news that we wanted to cover. That's the Vashon news. And then the sports, come on. All right. This is great. The Burton Beach Rowers, if you ever wanted to get into some little small town gossipy sort of feuding, go check out the difference between the Burton Beach Rowers and the Jensen Point, 2 different rowing clubs, right? Fighting. But it's great. So we just won gold and silver at the Husky Open, which is nice, which is in Seattle in the cut. We love that. Go team. It's great. And I think that's about it for the day. You're welcome to subscribe to the Beachcomber or email me if you have stories or if you have questions about any of the stories here. Let me know. Just want to keep people present to all the different things that are happening on Vashon. We have a very lively community, and I like talking about us. So until next week, enjoy your turmeric latte or whatever you drink in the afternoon. Peace.